day, I went to SSM Health Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital for surgery. When we got there, we went straight to the visitor's check-in desk. Check-in only took a minute. My mom and dad each got a surgery sticker to wear that showed where we were going. The lady was very nice and sent us to the surgery registration area on the second floor of the hospital. Mom typed my name into the computer on the desk, and we waited for them to call me. While we waited, I watched one of my favorite shows on TV. When my name was called, we went into the registration office and completed paperwork. Mom gave her cell phone number so that they could text her during my surgery. That made Mom happy. She was glad they would let her know how things were going and when it's all done. I got a name bracelet with bubbles on it, and my mom, dad, and dog got bracelets just like mine. When it was my turn, I went into the exam room. I got to see how tall I was, and I stood on a scale to see how much I weighed. They used a really cool thermometer to take my temperature, too. The nurses asked some questions and reminded me that doctors and nurses would ask the same questions later. They do that to be super safe. After we made sure I was healthy enough for surgery, I got my hospital pajamas. The nurses gave me a red Cardinal Glennon backpack to put my stuff in. Next, I met a nice lady from the Child Life team. She explained to me what to expect and even made it fun. When my nurse came in, she used a stethoscope to listen to my heart and lungs. I think she heard my tummy growl because I hadn't eaten all day. They used a blood pressure cuff to give my arm a hug and put a Band-Aid on my finger. The Band-Aid lit up red and checked how well I was breathing. It didn't hurt at all. I got to watch TV while the nurse talked to my mom and dad. We also met the anesthesiologist. I like to call her the sleep doctor because she helps kids sleep during surgery. She listened to my heart and lungs too, and promised there wouldn't be any shots or pokes. Instead, she uses magic air that I breathed in my mask. The sleep doctor showed me how to use the mask. She said the magic air flows into a balloon bag as I blow up the balloon. I'll feel light and relaxed as I fall asleep. She let me pick what I wanted my magic air to smell like. I chose bubble gum. I met with one more doctor in the pre-operation room. This one was one of the doctors who would help with my surgery. He talked to me and my parents and then drew on me with a blue marker. The doctor said when I go into my surgery room, everyone will be wearing purple pajamas, silly hats, and masks, so my room stays really clean. When the doctors were ready for me, Mom and Dad gave me hugs and kisses. Mom said that they would see me when I wake up. The surgery team came to pick me up, and I went for a ride on my bed. I never saw a bed with wheels before. My doll liked the ride too. On my ride, I looked up and saw pictures on the ceiling. My favorite was Lucy, the flying dog. But I also saw hot air balloons, cats, and fish. When I got to my special surgery room, they had a movie playing for me. There was a new bed for me in this room, and the nurses helped me on. I was a little cold, so they gave me a warm blanket. It felt really good and warmed me up. When I got on my new bed, the nurses placed a seatbelt on me, just like I wear in the car. The sleep doctor put 3 puppy dog stickers on my chest. These stickers tell the doctors how my heart is beating. They were a little cold and kind of tickled, but didn't hurt. I could see my heartbeat on the video. They hugged my arm with the blood pressure cuff and put a glow light around my thumb. Then I was ready for my magic air mask. The sleep doctor held the mask on my face and reminded me to take deep breaths, like I was blowing bubbles. I could see my balloon blow up too. My bubblegum air smelled great, and before I knew it, I was asleep. While I was sleeping, my parents went to the waiting room. My mom talked to the lady at the desk. She's called the concierge, and her job is to know where my mom and dad are and when the doctor's ready to talk with them. When the doctor finished with my surgery, the concierge took my parents to the consultation room. This is where the doctor talked to my mom and dad about my surgery. When they were finished talking, my mom and dad waited just a little longer. My parents received a text letting them know that I was in recovery. When I woke up, I was in the recovery wake-up room, and my surgery was all done. A nurse brought my mom and dad to stay with me. In the wake-up room, I still felt sleepy and a little funny. I still had my stickers on my chest and the red magic light on my thumb. I also still felt the blood pressure cuff around my arm, and it gave my arm a few more hugs. There was tape and a pillow board on my hand, too. The nurse told me that that was an IV, and that the IV is a little straw in my hand that gives my body drinks of water and medicine. It didn't hurt, and I could still move my hand. She told me that the tape would come off before I go home. I was thirsty, and my nurse gave me a drink of apple juice. Finally, something to drink. It was the best apple juice ever. After resting some more, I got to eat a popsicle. My nurse listened to my heart, took my temperature, and checked my bandage from surgery. She talked to my mom and dad about how to take care of me after my surgery. She told me that when I get home, that my job will be to rest, watch movies, and play quiet games. My nurse took off the tape and my IV came out. It didn't hurt at all. It was time to go, so we gathered my things and I got to go for a ride in a wheelchair. On our way out, we stopped by the pharmacy at the hospital and picked up my medicine so I could feel better. My nurse walked us to the car. She made sure that I was buckled in nice and safe. She waved goodbye as we drove away. I was worried that my surgery would hurt or be scary, but it wasn't so bad. It was even kind of fun to meet nice doctors, go for bed rides, and eat popsicles. Thanks, Cardinal Glennon.